Morning. It is Friday the 10th, and I am hanging out in the school parking lot while arrival happens. There is a principal coffee this morning, which is where the principal meets with parents and talks about things that are going on in the school. Sometimes there's like an actual topic to discuss, and sometimes it's a general just check-in, because obviously the principal can't see all the things that everybody can see. So I'm hanging out in the school parking lot until that happens, and I then have a class to teach. Yeah, so that'll be good. And that is my plan for the morning time, and then I have a few hours where it's the only thing that I have to do is child pickup, and then tonight there is bowling, mother-son bowling at a local bowling, bowling alley. So yeah, that's the plan for the day. I already went to the post office this morning, dropped off some letters. I wrote 2 of them, one last night at hockey and one today. So now I'm only 3 behind. Here comes the train. I'm teaching this class today. And it's a learn to crochet. And I generally like to take a crochet project when I'm teaching crochet students. So I'm taking my daughter's sweater. I tried it on her. I'm going to do one more repeat just to make sure there's enough overlap, and then I'm going to start the yoke. But I don't know that I want to be working on that sweater once I get to class, because I'll have to reference a pattern, but I might. I haven't decided. I also grabbed a couple balls of the Hometown USA that I had set aside for making the tree skirt, so I might start the tree skirt today. I don't know. I also considered starting a new Orion Orion mesh beanie, but I didn't want to commit to that because I'm not sure. I haven't yet decided if I want to use the remainder of that yarn in scrappy projects, or if I am just going to if I'm going to use it to make another hat. This hat weighs 52 grams. So if that skein is a regular 100-gram skein, I'll be 2 grams short, which I think will just be this brim part, and I can substitute just that purple yarn that I'm using for the mitts. I can substitute that in for the second half. I was thinking about starting that, but again, I don't know if I want to use that yarn for scrappy blankets. So I haven't decided. I think I'm leaning towards the hat. I just wasn't committed to it before I left this morning. Hey everyone, we are in the Joann's parking lot. My class starts in about 45 minutes, but after the principal coffee, I ran an errand that was like the other side of Joann's, which is a 15-minute drive from my house. So instead of going home and then having to drive back after like 10 minutes of being home, I'm just going to sit in the parking lot. Do you see how this is a thing that happens in my life pretty frequently? The sitting in parking lots. Luckily, I always have knitting and or crochet and or spinning and or journaling. So I have knitting and crochet in my car right now. I'm actually going to go in like 15 minutes, but I didn't finish editing yesterday's vlog. So I am going to go ahead and handle that and get it exporting while I'm inside teaching my class. So I'll check in with you in a little bit. It is a little after 1 right now. My class was okay this morning. It wasn't terrible. I had 2 students learn to crochet. Both of them learned how to crochet, so that was good. I decided that the crochet project that I wanted to work on was the tree skirt, which I'm not working off of a pattern, so I'm kind of just winging it. I don't know if it'll all be pulled out or not later. We'll see. I might show that to you. Then I'm hanging out in the school parking lot, even though it's 2 hours until dismissal, because my boyfriend is sleeping. He didn't go to sleep until I was leaving to take the kids to school. And so if I go home, I can't really do much cleaning because all of the cleaning that I would do when I got home would be either something loud or something that's in the bedroom. So can't clean. And I can watch whatever I want from my car. So I'm just going to hang out in my car. I really, really like my vehicle for chilling in parking lots. It's a thing that I do. I think it's from when I was younger, my brother had a lot of doctor's appointments. So we did a lot of sitting in the car. So I'm a pro at it. I guess I could take myself to the park, but I'm not really feeling the park today. I don't know. I feel like at the park, all of the preschoolers and all of the kindergarten students who only go to half-day kindergarten will be there. And I don't really want to deal with children. And it is, like, the tree line over there is quite lovely. There's beautiful trees there, beautiful trees behind me, surrounding the school. So I think I'm just going to sit here and knit and crochet. So my time here hasn't been wasted. I've been doing a bunch of Ravelry stuff and bloggy stuff, but vloggy, not bloggy. You know what I can do at home while he's sleeping? Record a podcast. So I'm going to go home and record as much of the podcast that I can before I absolutely must leave to pick up my children. Why didn't I think of this? I didn't think of it because I pretty much always record my podcast first thing in the morning. So I'm going to go do that. So we just did bowling. What'd you think?
Awesome.
It was really fun, right?
Yes.
I haven't been bowling since I was... I
6.
think I bowled once in college or high school. Or I went to a bowling alley. I didn't bowl because I don't bowl, because I'm bad at it. But even being bad at it, it was still really, really fun. And there was dancing around, and there was singing, and there was pizza and cupcakes, and we were ridiculous. It was amazing.
Was cake. There was cake. Don't forget that.
There was not cake. There were cupcakes.
There can't be a party without cake.
He's making things up. There can totally be a party without cake. But it was really, really fun. And
what about the cookies?
Thinking about looking into sometime in the future taking the children bowling. Not like in the next month though, probably, because we're super busy anyway. But maybe in the summer, yeah, because our house doesn't have air conditioning and the bowling alley does. Hey, it is 3 o'clock in the a.m. and I just woke up, hoping to fall back asleep tonight. I went to sleep at about 9:30, so even though that's like a decent amount of sleep, it's not a good amount of sleep, but it's a decent amount of sleep. Tomorrow we have an eye doctor appointment in the morning, and then we have soccer. So that's 4 hours on a soccer field, and I just looked it up. It's only supposed to be 50 degrees today.
So I need to sleep or else I will be even more grumpy than I'm going to be because I'm going to be cold. Anyway, I figured since I'm awake, I may as well check in about some crafty things I did yesterday. Um, on my podcast, I talked about taking chunky weight yarn with me to the class I taught yesterday and how I was going to rip everything out that I did. I did. Because what I really wanted was the Crimson Tree Skirt pattern on Ravelry, and it was published originally in a magazine in 97. But you can download it for free if you sign up for through a website. And I just hadn't wanted to do that in the past, but I really, really want that tree skirt. So I finally signed up for the site and started making panels. You're supposed to make 11 of them total. So I have a red one. This is Hometown USA, which is put out by Lion Brand, and this is called the Crimson Spice colorway. This is also Hometown USA. I don't know the colorway. I want to say no, I'm going to be wrong. So this is a green, and then I started kind of a burgundy one. So I am going to do I'm going to do at least 2 red, 2 burgundy. I have 3 different shades of green, so 1 of each of those, maybe 2, and then we'll see what my plan is from there. I'm probably going to have to purchase more yarn for this, but that's fine because I'm using kind of leftover yarn that was on clearance or was sent to me by other people. So most of it will be from that stash of yarn. So if I have to buy a little bit, it's not a big deal. But look, I started my tree skirt. I'm super excited about that. It's been on my to-do list for, well, it's been on my mental to-do list for a few years, but it was on my Make 9 last year and I didn't make it, and it's on my Make 9 again this year. So I'm going to make it. I'm already 2 in, and I only need 11, and then I need to join them and put on a border, which is, a couple hours of work maybe. Also, I don't even know if I'm going to need 11 because it's originally a worsted weight pattern and I'm using super bulky yarn. So probably less than 11. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'll just have to, when I get up to like 8 or something, I'll lay it out and see. It might still be Um, it might still be 11 because it's still wedges, but they are wider, quicker, so who knows. And then earlier today, I'm not counting it as yesterday. Brain, stop doing that. We're going back to sleep. Um, Earlier today, we went bowling, and I wasn't really planning on pulling out this particular project um, until I went back to school for work. But I also didn't want to take the only project that is mindless enough to take is trough, and I didn't want to take trough because I'm finishing up the short row section right now, and I didn't want to mess up the short row section by taking it to bowling. So I took the sock, and I know the lighting is dreadful, but I'm pretty sure you can see that I was in the middle of the brown and I have faded in the yellow. So this is red aja, brown aja, yellow aja. And, you know, it's not a ton of progress, but it's probably 2 inches on a sock. So that's pretty cool. I want you to know that I have been thinking about doing sewing for Stitch Mania. I just don't have any time. I I do have time. I would just have to take that with me when I go out into the world because when I get home, I don't have time. And although the embroidery is totally a portable port, and even though the embroidery is completely a portable project, oh, diction is hard in the middle of the night. I don't think about it when I'm packing my stuff to go. So I think I'm going to take Trough and the embroidery out into the world for soccer, but it's going to be really cold. So I don't know how much work I'm going to get done because my hands get cold and then they don't cooperate. So we'll see how it goes. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, wait. I didn't catch up on chaotic neutral either. So I will be catching up with that over the weekend. I am about 75% through day 9. So I will show you that, I don't know, sometime over the weekend. See you tomorrow. Bye.